Okay, it's now the 2011 Best Animated Oscar Films nominations and winner. And the nominees were Rango, A Cat in Paris, Chico and Rita, Kung Fu Panda 2, and Puss in Boots. And the winner was Rango? Yeah, I know. This is one where I have to say, really? I mean, I've watched Rango, and I will have to say it is a very unique film. Has a very dark sense of humor, and but it has a plot line that you've seen before in so many other frickin' films. But here's the thing. I actually think that Rango is smart enough to know that this plot has been done before, and it's trying to do something kind of different. And I've heard it described like maybe we can't figure out if it was originally a darker script and they toned it down to make it kid-friendly, or it was a kid-friendly script and they just kind of made it a little bit darker. I don't know. It's a really pleasant mix. I've actually watched this film, I think when it was on, I just never really wanted to watch it. It was a film I just didn't want to see. But I have watched it all the way through, and I think it does deserve a nomination. I'll give it that. It is doing something different. Okay, as for A Cat in Paris, I wish I had seen that one. I haven't. Guess it's about a cat in Paris, I guess. Chico and Rita, I've also haven't really seen that. So, and honestly, I never even heard of that film until I did this report. So, yeah, you can call me out on that. Please do if you like. And the first Puss in Boots movie, I mean, of course, I think I've already gone into several, I've gushed about The Last Wish so much, but I don't even really remember this first film. I think Humpty Dumpty was in it. I think there was a Jack and Jill right there, something like that. But if you asked me to say like what happened like plot-wise, I'd be like, I don't know. There's just something, Anyway. So my personal pick for the movie I would have chosen is Kung Fu Panda 2. And like the film How to Train Your Dragon 2, Kung Fu Panda 2 is a blueprint of how you do a good sequel. You get the story deeper, you expand the world more, and you put the characters through several things. In this case, Po has to really face his past, and there's a great thing where he has to confront inner peace. And you also have a villain who is just absolutely one of the best villains in any animated film, with Shen, the white peacock. Brilliantly done. This film deserved to get the win, so I don't know why it didn't. Hey, I don't know if this is... I don't know if sequels have a... I don't know if sequels... I'm trying to think if any sequel has actually won Best Oscar. I know I'm going to get my butt handed to me in comments by this, so feel free. I'm surprised The Adventures of Tintin didn't show up there. I mean, it's a straight-up adventure film by our friends Spielberg and Peter Jackson. I'm surprised that it just didn't even get a nomination. This film actually has a really unique editing style that I really enjoyed, because this Tintin feels like just your generic IP film is what it feels like. I mean, I don't know anything about Tintin. I never read any of the comics. I know it's a big IP over in France, but and it's quite the adventure. But I mean, there was a lot going on in this film, and hey, Spielberg knows adventure. So, and I think this is the first time he's ever directed an animated film. So, I don't know why. Yeah. Okay, then there's Arthur Christmas. I think this should have been nominated, really. I mean, this actually has this is an Aardman film, but this is one of Aardman's better films. I actually kind of like the fact that they made this film. Once again, a holiday film, so usually the Oscars don't usually pick holiday films. Don't know why, even the animated ones, but hey. I think it's pretty much of a classic. Anyway, so, and then other franchises that started this year was Rio. Yeah, remember that film with the parrots and stuff? Yeah, I know, I didn't really like this film, but got nominated, so didn't get nominated, and I don't blame it. Did Romeo and Juliet. I don't think I've ever sat down and just watched this film. I think it's been playing on the background when I was doing something. I think it's got a lot of Elton John songs in it for just, I don't know, some reason. They made a sequel to it, right? But, I never really wanted to see that. So I guess I didn't deserve it, so never seen. Also never seen Mars Needs Moms, probably because nobody has ever said anything good about this film ever, and I think it killed that motion capture type films that people were trying to make back then, or at least Robert Zemeckis was trying to make, and never really caught on. So Yeah, no argument there for no nomination. I'm told Happy Feet 2 is not good, and I didn't really want to see it because I never really liked the first Happy Feet movie. Okay, sue me. Maybe I'll watch that Happy Feet movie and maybe I'll say like, oh, you know what, this is pretty good, but I don't think I'm going to do that, so. Yeah, and oh gosh, Hoodwinked had a sequel this year, Hoodwinked 2. Boy, it was bad. Oh my gosh, it was really horrific. I mean, they didn't even get Anne Hathaway back to do the voice of Red Riding Hood, but I think I'll talk about Hoodwinked when I get to that year. Also, Cars 2 came out, which some people say is one of Pixar's worst films, and I have to say it's alright. I don't really think it's one of their best, but I think it's decent enough to watch, and I've watched it several times, and it's got a really fun action in it, so yeah, I can understand why they didn't give it a nomination, though, so hey. Alright, so next time we're going to talk about 2010 and the films that came out that year. Mark Rollins from the Geek Church, signing off.